Fluent Podcasts, podcasts he never had before.
Welcome to our exploration of knowledge. Today we're looking into some specific source material. It's basically a curriculum designed to teach English learners, specifically A1 and A2 level.
That's right. How to talk about their free time, their leisure activities.
And this content, it comes from the Fluent Podcast channel.
Yep, specifically their English A1-A2 podcast playlist.
Yeah.
And the lesson itself is called Talking About Free Time in English.
Okay, so just to be clear, we're not actually teaching the lesson here today. Our goal is more to analyze its approach.
Exactly. We want to understand the strategy. What does this material prioritize for beginners? What helps them sound, natural and confident quickly?
Right, because if you're learning, or maybe you just want to know what skills are seen as key at this level, this should be interesting.
And it all starts with that classic question, doesn't it? What do you do in your free time? Or maybe, do you have any interesting hobbies?
Okay, so let's dig in. The first thing these source materials do is organize the vocabulary. Makes sense. You need the words first.
Yeah, and they define the key terms up front. Things like free time activities, leisure activities, hobbies, and pastimes.
So basically synonyms.
Pretty much. They all signal you're talking about stuff you do for fun, not work or study. Giving learners these options early avoids sounding, repetitive later on.
Smart. And then they group activities into categories. I saw 4 main ones. The first is indoor activities. Pretty straightforward stuff.
Yeah, like playing board games, video games, reading, watching TV or films.
Or just chilling out. I noticed that phrase.
Yes. Chilling out. That's a good one to include for A1-A2. It's very common, informal. Sounds much more natural than maybe just relaxing sometimes.
And hanging out with friends was in there too.
Crucial phrase. Very common.
Okay, category 2. Outdoor activities. So sports mainly.
Sports like jogging, swimming, skiing, yeah. But interestingly, they also highlight gardening.
Oh, yeah. Why that specifically?
The source material notes it's particularly popular in the UK, so it's a little cultural insight thrown in with the vocabulary.
I like that. Subtle. Okay, outdoor also covers things like traveling, shopping. But then the third category, collections, that one caught my eye.
Right. Usually you think stamps, coins, the classics.
But this material mentioned NFTs, non-fungible tokens. That seems ambitious for A1.
Huh. Yeah, maybe a little. It's an interesting choice, isn't it? Is it truly essential vocab? Or is it more about showing English is current? Mentioning something that's all the rage?
Could be. Like a little hook to keep learners engaged, showing the language is alive.
I think that's likely the strategy. Even if they don't use the word NFT every day, it plants a seed. It's memorable.
Fair point. Okay, in the last category, number 4.
Creative activities. So playing an instrument, guitar, piano painting, knitting, handicrafts, taking photos, that kind of thing.
Got it. So once a learner has these categories, they've got a decent vocabulary base.
Absolutely. Which logically leads to the next step in the curriculum, expressing preferences. Now how do you say if you like it?
Right. How do you actually answer that question? What do you do? Or sometimes people say, what do you get up to in your free time?
That phrase, get up to, is a good one they include. It just means do. It sounds quite natural. And before even getting into grammar, the source material makes a really important point.
Which is?
Don't just answer nothing. Especially in conversation or like in an English test, it just stops the conversation cold.
Yeah, find something to say, even if it's simple.
Exactly. Even I watch TV is better than nothing. And a nice informal opener can be that phrase. Well, I get up to quite a lot of things, actually.
Okay, so then comes the grammar. And this seems to be a big focus, getting the verb forms right afterwards, like or love.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
This is often a real telltale sign of a beginner if they get it wrong. We're talking about using the gerund, the ing form of the verb.
Those preference verbs, like love, enjoy, hate.
Correct. The structure is pretty much mandatory here. You have to say, I love going swimming.
Not, I love go swimming.
Exactly. Or, I enjoy watching TV. Nail that ing ending, and you instantly sound more competent.
And the materials show how to make it stronger or weaker too, right?
Yeah, simple modifiers. I really like taking photos. Or for dislikes, I absolutely hate playing football. Adds expression.
Then there's a slightly more subtle point they introduce, which feels maybe more A2 level. The difference between like doing something and like to do something.
Yes. This is a great distinction for learners aiming for more precision. I like doing yoga. That generally means you enjoy the activity itself. It's fun for you.
Okay, the general enjoyment.
Right. But if you say, I like to do yoga on Thursdays.
That sounds more like a habit. or a
Yeah.
choice about timing.
Exactly. It emphasizes the regularity, the schedule, maybe the decision to do it at that specific time rather than just the pure pleasure of it. It's a neat, quite sophisticated point to bring in.
Very useful. What if you like something but maybe not intensely? Are there other phrases?
Yeah, the curriculum offers softer options like, I'm fond of playing video games,
Okay, fond of.
or I'm into playing video games. That's very common and casual.
Into her. And my favorite one they included was, I dabble in cooking.
Yes. Dabble in. That's brilliant. It signals you do it just for fun. You're not an expert, maybe not very often. It's a great way to be modest about a skill.
Yeah, it avoids having to say, oh, but I'm not very good. You just say, I dabble.
Or you could just say, I'm just an aficionado, meaning you appreciate it but aren't professional. Or simply, I'm an amateur. It manages expectations nicely.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the liking. The next logical step seems to be adding more detail, right? Like when and where you do these things.
Precisely. Adding frequency and location makes your answer sound so much more real, less like you're just reciting vocabulary.
So how do they suggest doing that? Frequency first.
For A1, it starts simple. Adverbs like, I often paint, or I regularly go swimming. Easy enough.
But for A2, they push it a bit.
Yeah, they introduce phrases that show a bit more complexity or maybe limitation. Things like, I paint whenever I can.
Oh, that's good. Or as often as I can.
I paint as often as I can. Exactly. These phrases show you make an effort, even if time is limited. Very high-value additions.
And what if you genuinely don't have much time?
There are great phrases for that, too. Negative frequency. You could say, I don't paint as much as I would like.
Okay, that's clear.
Or, even better, and this sounds really natural, I don't get round to painting as much as I would like.
Get round to it. Yeah, that's a fantastic phrasal verb. Shows really good command.
Definitely. And beyond general frequency, they also push for specific times every weekend, once or twice a week, 3 times a year, whatever fits.
And crucially, adding where you do it. Location details.
Yes. This anchors your hobby in the real world. It stops it being just an abstract statement. So instead of just, I play football, you get,
I play football every Tuesday evening at the park near my house. Much better.
or we go to a cafe in the city center once or twice a week. See? It brings it to life, makes it more concrete, and honestly more interesting to listen to.
Which naturally leads into talking about the history of the hobby, doesn't it? When you started, which means different tenses.
Exactly. Showing you can use different tenses is a key way for learners to demonstrate their range. So we move from the present simple, I play, to the past simple.
For talking about when you began.
Right. The simplest way is just, I started painting a couple of years ago.
Simple past.
Easy. But to sound a bit more natural, the source material gives some excellent verbs for starting something new, like, I recently took up painting.
Cook up. That's a good one.
Or, I decided to have a go at painting, meaning, to try it.
Have a go at. Also very natural.
And if someone else got you interested, my brother got me into skateboarding.
Ah, got me into another great phrasal verb. High impact for sounding fluent.
Definitely. Now, to talk about a hobby that's still happening, one you started in the past and continue now, the curriculum specifically introduces the present perfect continuous.
Okay, that one can be tricky for learners. Why prioritize that specific tense here?
Because it perfectly describes this exact situation, an activity with duration, starting in the past and continuing into the present. It signals a higher level of grammatical competence than just using simple tenses.
So the structure is like...
I've been playing football for 2 years now, or she's been learning piano since she was 6.
Right, it connects the past to the present. And I saw they included an idiom for this too.
Yes. If you want to really sound natural and maybe a bit informal, you could say something like, oh, I've been painting for donkey's years.
Donkey's years, meaning?
A very, very long time. It's colorful, memorable, great piece of idiomatic English.
Love it. Okay, so we have the what, the liking, the how often, the where, the when started.
Yeah.
The last piece seems to be the why. Why do you do it? The benefits.
Exactly. And the source material cleverly focuses on 3 really common universal benefits: relaxation, health, and socializing.
Makes sense. Let's look at the language they suggest for relaxation.
They skip the simple words and go straight for good phrasal verbs. Things like, it helps me unwind, it helps me kick back, or that one we mentioned earlier, it helps me chill out. Using these instantly makes you sound more fluent.
And they noted something about the grammar there too.
Yeah, a small but useful point. The to after helps me is optional. You can say, it helps me relax, or it helps me to relax. Both are perfectly correct and common.
Good tip. What about health benefits?
The template they suggest is, I find that it helps me, followed by common fitness phrases. I find that it helps me get into shape, or it helps me keep fit. These are standard collocations, word pairings that learners need.
Essential phrases for talking about fitness. And the third benefit, socializing.
Here they suggest using it allows me to, like it allows me to hang out with friends, or it allows me to meet up with friends.
Using those natural phrasal verbs again.
Exactly. And there was also that slightly more, maybe poetic phrase included. It's quite a nice way to get close to nature.
Ah, lovely. And if you want to describe the feeling you get from the hobby, the stress relief aspect?
Yes, they provide some strong descriptive adjectives for that. If it helps you relax, you could say, it's really therapeutic.
Therapeutic. Good word.
Or, it's a great stress buster. Very common phrase.
Stress buster. I like that.
Or simply, it has a calming effect.
Okay. And what if you don't like an activity? You need words for that too.
Absolutely. Explaining why you dislike something is just as important, so you need negative adjectives. I don't like going jogging because it's tiring.
Or maybe boring.
I find it boring, or perhaps it's just too hard. Giving that reason completes the thought, even if it's negative.
Right. It makes a conversation flow better than just saying, I hate jogging, period.
Exactly. You explain why.
Okay, before we wrap this analysis up, we need to circle back to one fundamental grammar point. The source material really flags this as probably the most common mistake learners make with hobbies.
Yes. This is the final, but maybe most crucial tactical point for sounding correct. It's about how you define your hobby using the verb is.
Right. The mistake sounds something like, my favorite hobby is play the guitar. Is that it?
That's the classic error. Or, my favorite hobby is collect stamps. Learners often use the base verb, the infinitive without to.
Why does that happen, do you think?
Well, they're thinking of the hobby as an action, which it is. But in that specific sentence structure, my hobby is, the phrase describing the hobby needs to act like a noun, not a verb.
Ah, okay, so the is needs to be followed by a noun or a noun phrase.
Precisely. And the way you turn that action verb into a noun phrase is by using the gerund, the A1-A2 form.
So the correction is simple, but essential.
Absolutely mandatory for sounding right. The correct way is, my favorite hobby is playing the guitar, or my favorite hobby is collecting stamps.
Because playing the guitar or collecting stamps functions as the noun subject complement after is.
You got it. Remembering that ing form after is when defining a hobby is a game changer for perceived fluency. It's a basic rule, but getting it right makes a huge difference.
That distinction alone is incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Okay, so summing up our analysis, this curriculum seems really well structured. It takes the learner step by step.
Yeah, from basic vocabulary and categories
to expressing preferences, using the right grammar, especially that key ing rule.
Then adding detail with frequency and location.
Using more advanced tenses like past simple and present perfect continues to show range.
And finally, explaining the why with benefit language and descriptive adjectives. It's a solid progression.
So our encouragement to you, the listener, is to actually try this framework out. Don't just passively learn the phrases.
Yeah, actively use the structure. Think about one of your own hobbies or free time activities right now. Try to build a little description using these steps. What is it? Where and how often do you do it? When did you start? And why do you like it? Or maybe dislike it?
Practice constructing that full answer. And maybe think about this final idea, something the source material hints at. Talking about your hobbies isn't just about language practice.
No, it's fundamentally about connection, isn't it?
Exactly. Sharing something you enjoy, something you're passionate about, is often how you find common ground with people. It's how you might join a club or make a new friend.
Learning the language to do that effectively really does open doors. It moves beyond just textbook exercises into real human interaction.
So use these tools, these strategies we've analyzed, to build those bridges.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us for this exploration of these learning materials from Fluent Podcast. We hope analyzing this approach helps you feel more confident talking about what you get up to in your free time. We'll talk to you again soon.